Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Plan B Success. Today, we have a special guest all the way from Los Angeles, California, Andrea Albright, who's the CEO of Beverly Hills Publishing. Now, this is a company that's got a twist than just publishing, and we find out all about that. So, Andrea has been in the health and fitness industry for a very long time. And then she made a shift into the publishing industry. She's written about 25 plus books, her latest one being The Visionary Boss, which we'll find out about as well. Plus, she helps people become thought leaders, authorities in their own space by helping them carve out not just publishing, but carve out a persona and put it out there for the world to see. Star authorities, that's what she calls it. Welcome, Andrea.
Hello, Rajiv. Thank you so much for having me.
We're so glad to have you on board today. We're really excited to learn about you. But let's talk about what Beverly Hills Publishing is all about. Let's start there.
Fantastic. So Beverly Hills Publishing was founded because I noticed that authors are not being served by the traditional old-fashioned models of publishing. And I have been an author, writing and publishing my own books since 2006. And I've leveraged those books to build global brands in thought leadership. And what I see is that other authors who have brilliant ideas and the best intentions, they don't understand the business of books. They don't understand how to turn the book into a brand. And that's why I started Beverly Hills Publishing. We are the first marketing firm and publishing firm combined. And we help thought leaders to write, publish, and market their books in 90 days.
So what you're saying is basically a turnkey solution. So somebody comes to you with an idea in their head, and you can take it all the way through to not just publishing it, but marketing it and putting it out there in the world.
Absolutely. So the biggest mistake that authors make is that they write the book and then they try to sell it. Then they try to market it. And that approach is actually broken, because how do you even know that the market wants your ideas? And what we want to do is make sure that you have a market that is dying for your solution. We want a hungry market. We want the market to already be seeking and searching for the solution that you provide. And so what we do is we do all the marketing first. We analyze the market. We create the marketing strategy, and I'm even able to see where is the market evolving? Where are they just now starting to seek for solutions where no one else is offering a solution? And so when we have that marketing hook, I call it my magic money hook, because it can capture the attention of even the most competitive markets. Now that we have that, we write the book to serve the market. We do the ghostwriting, the editing, the publishing, the design. Everything is done in 90 days. And then we release it to the market. And there's no selling or trying to convince them to buy your book, because the market says, oh, we've been looking for this. Where have you been? And that's how we also get massive publicity and free advertising about your book.
So let me ask you this, just to clarify. So the 90-day process that you mentioned is about the book writing, but one of the things that you mentioned was the marketing aspect of it, the brand building aspect of it. And generally, that's the long pole in the tent. To take somebody from a crowd and make them stand apart takes time and effort and energy. So am I right to say that the 90 days is the last piece that comes with the book, but before that, there's a lot of prep work?
So I have a particular genius. I'm able to see where markets are evolving. And it's a limiting belief to think that that has to happen over a long period of time. Because I'm able to see inside of a market to see, okay, this is where they're not being served. This is where they are hungry and searching for information and a solution to not only their pain, but where are they in denial? What are they hiding inside of themselves? Because when you create a book that gives somebody an aha awakening, Now they want to buy your book, and they also want to follow you because you are now a thought leader. And so it's actually a limiting belief to think that that has to happen over a long period of time, because when you have that marketing hook that captures the audience, you immediately are seen as the authority who can solve their problems. And so we actually launched the authority thought leader in 90 days.
What do people generally do after they've written a book and, you have turned them into an authority and put them out in the world? What are the paths they take that forward?
Well, every author is unique in what they want their book to accomplish. And so we actually start with that. We start with, what is the purpose of this book? Some of my clients want to be speakers on world stages. And so that book becomes the calling card that gets them in front of event producers and people who are holding even virtual seminars and summits. And so it's a tool to create their speaking empire. Then there are other clients who want to use the book in order to convert a particular target audience. Maybe they're going for higher echelon of CEOs, entrepreneurs, even political people who are hard to reach. And when you have a book that is custom made for that audience, then you're able to drop ship it in a very beautiful package that gets past the gatekeeper. This is how some of my clients turn one book into multi-million-dollar deals, because the book is the beginning conversation that establishes the author's authority. And now the person receiving the book says, I want to talk with you about business partnerships, consulting, high-end coaching, etc. Then there are other people who say, I just want to be famous. I want to be on all the top news channels to get credibility and authority. And so we get them into Forbes, Entrepreneur, seen as the visionaries and the thought leaders for their industry. So these are just some of the ways that the book has created a business and a global brand.
What percent of your business is repeat business from your customers?
That's a great question. The best compliment and testimonial I can ever receive from a client is when they say, okay, this book process publishing with you was so enjoyable and it's effortless because we remove all of those writer's blocks and the obstacles. And then when the book becomes such a hit and it's so successful at achieving the results that they want in their business, they immediately say, okay, let's start the next one. Let's do it again. Because I have found that, like myself, who I've now written 26 books, if you truly are a thought leader, you have more than one book in you. And that's my mission and my purpose, is to help authors to share their gifts with the world.
And do you only focus on this aspect of it, or have you had clients coming back and said, hey, you've turned me into a star authority. Now, how about managing me going forward?
It's interesting because as a business person myself, I am an entrepreneur in my heart and soul. And so my clients have also become business partners, collaborations, where we go deeper into the brand, the strategy, the marketing, the branding aspect. And so, yes, it does go deeper because my agency is really a full service agency. We can handle the publishing, also video production, digital marketing, PR. And so once we have that trust with a client, then we are able to offer them more opportunities to grow and scale their brand.
So let's talk a little bit about you, Andrea. So what's been your professional path like? I know you've been in the health and fitness industry before you came into publishing, but is that where you started? Have you always been in businesses, or did you hold a job at some point?
I did hold a job. When I got out of college, I have a biology degree and a Spanish degree. And so I'm one of those people who are whole-brained. I am both scientific, logical, and I'm also creative. I love language. I love communication. I love artistic expression. And I went into corporate America as a salesperson for high-end sales. And I was very successful. Within the first year, I was the top 3 salesperson in the entire country. And everyone kept saying, oh, wow, you're going to be the vice president of sales. You're going to be so successful. Your path is laid out for you. And I remember going through a lot of difficulty because it was way before the Me Too movement. There was a toxic environment. I wasn't treated with the level of respect that I felt I truly deserved. And I would complain. And then people would backlash against me. And it eventually got so bad that I had a nervous breakdown. And I didn't know what was happening at the time. All I knew is that I was terrified of going into the office. And even though I had this successful salary and this beautiful high-rise office and everyone was telling me, you're so successful, I didn't feel successful. And that was whenever I quit to start my own business at 26. So I became an entrepreneur at 26 and I've never had a job since.
Awesome. And so was that your foray into health and fitness?
Yes. So I realized I wanted to help people with their health. I wanted to have meaning from my career and from my profession. And when I started my business, I thought everybody's going to come and be my client. And I didn't understand why they didn't know how amazing I was. And so I started to learn marketing and how to actually attract clients. It was during that time that I wrote my first book. My mentor said, Andrea, if you want to stand out in this highly competitive industry of health and fitness, you have to write a book. Because the minute you write a book, you are seen as a published author, and that will make you an authority. And so I struggled to write that first book. I remember being so scared and insecure and thinking I was going to sound stupid or no one was going to buy it except my mom. But I thought, okay, if I can overcome my own ego, and this is really about helping somebody, if I can help one person, then it's worth it. And so I released that book, which went on to create thousands of success stories. And I would receive emails from people all over the world that would say, your book not only changed my relationship with my body and my health, but also my life. And so it was this encouragement that kept me writing and kept me sharing my thoughts, my solutions, my ideas. I learned internet marketing in order to attract people to my website. And it was the combination of publishing books, internet marketing, and then getting media attention is what created my authority as a thought leader in health. Eventually, Women's Health and Fitness magazine, which is the #1 fitness magazine in the world, put me on the cover of their 21st anniversary edition. And they said, Andrea, you're more than just an influencer, with millions of followers. You are a thought leader because your books are changing the way women think about health. You are evolving your industry. And so once I became established as a global thought leader in women's health, that was when my brand really skyrocketed. And this is why I'm so passionate about books. Is books published with this formula of the marketing and the PR with the publishing. That's what creates the authority in the industry. And that's what creates the audience to want to follow you.
So your business, the health and fitness, what was it all about?
So with health and fitness, I've written over 25 books, and I have a deep body of work that goes into that philosophy. My main philosophy is to count chemicals, not calories. I definitely believe in being natural and understanding the subtle energies of your body. It's completely different than the yo-yo dieting and the obsessive compulsive counting and measuring and weighing yourself. It really is about tuning in to the natural instincts of your body and radical self-love. So teaching women how to love their body and accept their body exactly as it is right now so that you want to give yourself the gift of health.
And is that business still something you're pursuing, or what happened with it?
Well, thankfully, it's all digital, which means that it's passive income. And I am a huge fan of creating digital products that give you ongoing passive income. And so every time I would write a book or create a digital product, put it out on the internet, people can buy it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so by leveraging products to build my thought leadership, that continues to serve me and feed me as I've launched my new venture as a publisher.
So let's go back to your current business, Beverly Hills Publishing, right? When you talk about star authorities and when you're talking about a 90-day program in terms of turning them into a star authority, a thought leader, helping them publish and market their books, is it focused on the book aspect of it, or with all your marketing at the front end, are there digital capabilities, websites and such that you're also helping with?
You got it. So in today's world, you need to have a digital presence. People trust who you are on the internet even more than if they meet you in person. And so we do build the digital marketing funnel, which allows the thought leader to promote the book and do advertising, publicity that all gears to the funnel. And we capture the audience, and this way we continue to serve them. And so by building that website, it's more than just putting your book up on Amazon and saying, hey, go find me on Amazon. You're actually saying, come to my website. And then once they come, you now control their experience. You are able to give them ongoing value, build a long-term relationship, and also continue to serve your audience. This is why having over 250,000 followers has allowed me to create digital products that keep serving the market. And so every time I would launch a product, by having that audience of raving fans, they're ready to buy from you because they trust you and you have that long-term relationship. So the key of the digital marketing is absolutely essential to publishing a book that builds an audience of raving fans.
So tell us a little bit about your latest book, The Visionary Boss.
Yes, well, Visionary Boss is my first book on entrepreneurship. And so I've been an entrepreneur since I was 26. And many people didn't realize that my success as a fitness and health thought leader really stems from my philosophy and my love of entrepreneurship. And so once I realized my body of work with my first 25 books was complete, and I wanted to write about a new passion and create a new level of thought leadership for this new stage of my personal brand and for this new business. That's why I wrote the book, Visionary Boss, the Next Edge Entrepreneur. And being a visionary is more important than ever because our society is changing faster than ever. We're connected by digital light. And so 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, movements are happening. And if you're not able to actually trust the vision that's coming through you, then you will be swept away by the fear paradigm and the scarcity mindset that so many people are living in today. And so I believe the visionaries of our society are the ones who actually see the future and are able to see the solutions for humanity's problems. And so this book is for the visionaries, for anyone who knows in their heart that they are an entrepreneur and they've either started a business that isn't succeeding as fast as they want it to, or they are ready to make the shift into entrepreneurship. I want to teach them how to tune into the vision because that is the guiding light which will drive you forward.
You know, I believe that there's a lot of free content that people can access on your YouTube channel. Could you talk about that?
Yes, my YouTube channel is Andrea Albright TV. and I interview star authorities. So people who are capturing their audience's attention. It requires more than just being a star. You know, we all talk about star power as that charisma or something that people want to watch and follow. But when you are an authority, you are actually guiding people to have a better life. And so when you are an author, that makes you the authority on your subject. And so what I share are the secrets to how to engage an audience, connect with them on an emotional level, and then also establish your authority as a thought leader. And that's when you become a star authority and you are seen as the top in your industry that everyone wants to interview and have speak on their stages and even work with on a professional level.
So for someone who's still kind of contemplating where to start or how to start, what's the process to work with you? Is there like a consulting session? How do they find you?
Go to my website, AndreaAlbright.com, and I have a free gift, which is my $100,000 book launch strategy and implementation guide. It's a checklist that you can follow along to see how I launch my books for my clients. And once you get that free gift, you can absolutely enroll to apply for a strategy session. If you're interested in learning more about our process, then it'll take you through that step by step.
Andrea, this has been very informational and I'm sure our viewers are going to like it for what they hear. Where can they find your book? If you can talk about that, that'll be great for those that want to go and check out the book.
Absolutely. Yes. The book is also at AndreaAlbright.com. You can find it there and also get the free gift.
So, Andrea, what would be one takeaway for our listeners that you would want to leave with? Any thought? There's a lot of people that are kind of at that edge of how do I have the knowledge, I have what it takes. I just don't know how to extract it, or I just don't know how to package it and put it out for the world to consume. There's a lot of people that I know of personally out there that are on that cusp. What's your piece of advice for them?
My greatest piece of advice is to tune out everyone who has not succeeded at what you want to create. There's so much noise in the marketplace. There is so much advice. I say it's like belly buttons. Okay. Everybody has a belly button, right? Everybody has advice on how you should start a business or how you should be an entrepreneur. But I only take advice from people who have achieved what I want. And that way it tunes out all the noise and the distraction, because being successful is counterintuitive. If it were obvious, everyone would be successful. You need to tune out all the noise. And it's actually more about who you stop listening to, because it's the distraction and the noise that keeps these entrepreneurs or people who want to be entrepreneurs from ever having that focused attention and the clarity of one strategy to launch. So find the one strategy you want to follow and then tune everyone else out.
Well, Andrea, this has been very helpful. I'm sure it's going to help a lot of people out there. Thank you so much for joining us today. And, we will leave your updates in the show notes so people can reach you out there. And we wish you the very best on your new journey in the publishing world.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
I hope you liked that episode and are enjoying all the episodes in Plan B Success podcast. I'd encourage you to go subscribe on your favorite platform, whether it's any listening platform or YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you subscribe so that you enjoy this content and extract from it what serves you best, what benefits you in your own life, personal, professional, business, whatever it might be. PlanB.live is the website where you can go in order to find any episode that you would like to listen to. 3 times a week, we release episodes, the first being an inspiring interview with someone who's done it, been there, done that, and can inspire you to go after what you want to achieve. Every Monday, that's the episode that gets released. And then, on Wednesdays and Fridays, we pick a topic and we talk about it in order to benefit you in your personal and professional life. At the same time, if you're someone who's interested in learning more about these concepts, if you're someone who's interested in podcasting as well, go check out planbsuccessschool.thinkific.com. That's where all the online courses are. You can learn and benefit from them there as well. There's a bunch of free courses. There's a bunch of paid courses. Start with the free ones. Get to learn what you aspire to learn. And if you want to delve deeper, then you can sign up for the other ones. Thank you very much.